Hey kiddos, it's your dad here. In this video, I want to talk about how your perspective of money changes when you start making a lot of money, and how before I just had an idea of how much wealth can be created by, you'd watch, maybe you'd see people that are making a lot of money and pulling crazy numbers, and it was all kind of foreign. But when you start doing it, it really unlocks something in your mind about what is possible for you. And it's not just me. I've heard other people that have made lots of money before, and it's the same for them, where money doesn't really feel real anymore, because when you start making a lot, you know that you can also make a lot of money again. That can be good and bad, but I want to talk about in this video why and what changes. So before, I was always thinking, just, if I could get to this amount of money a month, then I would be free. And it felt like making. I remember that, like, the first time that I quickly made a lot of money. It was I invested into crypto back in 2016, 2017, and I turned a few $1,000s into over $100,000. And I remember this was before I had a successful business, and I remember thinking I was staying up really late. I was just like, I was all I could think about. I was like, wow, this is so exciting. And then the money kind of disappeared, and it wasn't it just kind of came and went. That was like the short term, but what really changed for me and what really unlocked it wasn't that experience. It was when I was growing our Airbnb education business, and I was struggling to just sell this thing. I couldn't sell it for $500, $1,000. It wasn't selling, but I eventually figured out how to be able to sell it, and I was able to start making over $10,000 a day sometimes. Like, there was days where I bring in over $20,000. In 1 month, we did over just about six figures, $100,000 in a single month. And I remember that day where it was just my phone would ping, and it'd go ping, and I'd look, and it'd be $5,800, ping, another $5,800, ping, and in that day it was like over $15,000. And I remember I was with my friend, and we were both in the military, and I was just like, this is crazy. Like, I just made $15,000 in just a few hours, and I didn't even do anything, because I had a team, I had salespeople that were selling, and systems to be able to onboard people and automate it. So just like, wow, this is crazy. And I was able to do that consistently. It wasn't just a lot of money comes in and a lot of money leaves. That's like when you like winning the lottery. Like, you got lucky. But this was, I didn't figure it out. I struggled, and then I built something to where it's able to produce it. And the reason why it stopped is because I took my foot off the gas, and then also the conditions of the market changed. Like, Airbnb also had its bubble, and I was able to get in early and ride it to the top. But it wasn't just that. It was, I had to build something, and I had to set it up, and I had to try again, and I spent years doing that, and then I eventually figured it out. And that changed my perspective of everything that I do moving forward. So when I stopped the Airbnb business, I started a YouTube channel, and I said, I'm gonna make videos. I want to start a channel where it's just mine. I don't have any business partners, no clients or anything. I just want to make videos. And I was able to scale that, and we were able to make thousands of dollars a month. I had a team of 3 full-time video editors, a thumbnail designer, and I was able to scale that, and that really broke even at the end of it. But again, it was just like, I didn't feel limited like when I first started my first business, the Airbnb one, that was successful. I wasn't thinking as big, but then when I started the YouTube channel, I was thinking much bigger. And now that I've simplified my life, I've cut out a lot of things. And there's just a lot going on. Like we're moving to Japan pretty soon, and I wanted to simplify. You know, we have two kids now, so you know, Rain and River, you guys. Um, I didn't want to take on a lot of different stuff, so I simplified my life and I said I just want to focus on trading. I want to make content for fun. I don't want to put pressure on myself to make videos so I can try to generate views and business revenue. Like I want to change my mindset from creating to grow. You know, you're creating to generate sales in order to grow your business and improve your life, or I just want to live my life and then create content as a byproduct. And whatever comes from that comes from it. But again, it's a mindset change where, like with trading, I know it's possible. You know, there's people that have been able to trade up from small accounts to hundreds of millions of dollars, billions. I know it's possible. I have that same mindset when I was growing the business. I said I know it's possible to be able to make thousands of dollars a day, $100,000 a month, seven figures. I know it's possible. I've seen other people do it. This is what they've done, so I'm going to do what they've done, and I'm just going to keep correcting until I figure it out. And I eventually did. It's the same thing that I'm looking at with trading in my life and these videos. I know it's possible. I know I can trade. I know I don't need to focus on creating content. I know I can have a simple live my life and do these things and enjoy and do this. So I just have to tweak, and then I'll eventually figure it out. And I think that was the big mindset shift when before you would just hear a bunch of things. Like I would hear like, oh, this person started this application. They sold their app for millions of dollars, and so they did that. Or, oh, this person bought a bunch of real estate and then they started making a lot of money and then they did that. For me, I tried a bunch of those different things. Like I bought the real estate, it makes money. I created YouTube channels, it makes money. Some things I took it to much further and I really pushed myself. And, again, maybe I had the wind behind my sails at the time, like with the Airbnb business. But I've been able to consistently do it, and that built a confidence in me that it is possible. So for you guys, as you're growing up, know that these things are possible. Don't feel limited. Don't ever feel limited that it's not possible for you. I know I want to say that you'll know that nothing is impossible for you, and maybe it's because of my background and like my dad, for example, he knew he wanted to be a chef his whole life, and then he ended up at one point having 3 restaurants in Tokyo, and lots of famous people went to his restaurants, and he was successful at it, and then as things slowed down, he rode the trend, and then life happened, his priorities changed, but he had that confidence, and I didn't experience that until I eventually did it. And maybe it's going to be the same for you, where maybe you have this inherent confidence because it's part of your your epigenetics. Like we have confidence in our family, but it feels a lot more tangible. Before, I'd say, yes, I know it's possible, but I had like this very young ego where like I was 18 or 19, 20. I was trying to create this app, and I was just like, I'm gonna sell this thing for millions. And it was like I had no experience building apps. I had no experience with marketing, with content, anything. So I was very confident and very full of myself. And it took a lot of humbling, losing a lot of money, tens of thousands of dollars with the app, not wasting, but spending a lot of time building this thing, months, and then trying a bunch of different things, not knowing what I wanted to do, And I needed to get like humbled in order to eventually figure out that it's possible. Lower your expectations, cool down. It'll happen. Don't not work hard for it, but just cool your expectations. Things take time and it's a process. But as long as you know where you can go and the direction that you're heading, what is possible, and as long as you keep consistent at it, and as long as you know that you can, you will be able to achieve it. Um, so, in case I get hit by a bus, I want you to know that anything is possible for you. If you have a big ego, like I did, like my dad did, my mom, um, maybe it's going to take some time of humbling to cool your ego. Um, Maybe you have to get knocked down quite a few times in order to realize, like, hey, like, I don't know everything, or like, yes, I'm confident, but uh, you have to have humble confidence. um, and that humbleness comes from getting beaten down quite a lot, and then eventually learning that you can just take it easy. And I know it's kind of hypocritical for me to say take it easy when everything that I do is so intense. But I'm still trying to relax even now as I'm on this new, we're on this new trajectory of our life. Take it easy, relax. I know that it's whatever I set my mind on is possible because I've done it before. And it, there's this quote of, you know, um, you don't, a gold medal Olympian doesn't show up one day and they win gold. It's like they stepped into it. It's the same for you with whatever it is that you want to do. You have to step into it, and that doesn't mean that it's just going to come to you. Like, you don't just show up one day and then you achieve it. It's because you've been practicing every single day. You get better at this thing. You show up. You try to maintain that confidence. You maintain that focus. You maintain that discipline to get through the hard times. That you'll eventually achieve the thing that you want. So yeah, it changed when I started making a lot of money in a short amount of time. It really opened my eyes, gave me the confidence that I needed to, because before it was, like I said, it was more of a unrealistic confidence, where the confidence came after I achieved that thing. So maybe you have to achieve that thing. Maybe when you realize what you're capable of, things will open up. But know that you are capable, that it is possible. It just might not happen exactly when you plan on it. Like, I remember when I was 18, 19, 20, it's like, by this year, by this day, I'm gonna have this thing, I'm gonna achieve this thing, and life didn't work out that way. But it's also taken a bunch of different turns, and I'm very happy with the direction that it is going now. So, yeah, that's about it.